Did you know that Islam is the fastest-growing religion on the entire planet, and experts predict it could become the world's largest religion by 2075? But here's what's even more surprising. It's not just growing in the Middle East or traditional Muslim-majority countries. Islam is spreading in places that might completely shock you. From the cold northern lands of Europe, to the jungles of Latin America, to the heart of sub-Saharan Africa. Today, we're counting down 7 countries where Islam is growing at a remarkable speed, and the reasons why will truly surprise you. So stay with us until the very end, because number 1 might just blow your mind. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is the place where we explore the world's most fascinating facts about religion, culture, and global change. Now, before we dive in, let's get one thing clear. This video is not about politics or debate. It's simply about facts, numbers, and trends that researchers and organizations like the Pew Research Center have studied for years. Islam currently has over 1.9 billion followers worldwide. That's roughly 1 in 4 people on Earth. And that number is growing faster than any other major religion. So let's find out exactly where this growth is happening, and why. Let's get into it. Country number 7. Ethiopia. We start in the ancient land of Ethiopia, one of Africa's oldest and most culturally rich nations. Now, most people think of Ethiopia as a Christian country, and historically, yes, it has been. Ethiopia is home to one of the oldest Christian churches in the world. But here's what's changing fast. Today, Muslims make up around 34 to 38% of Ethiopia's population. That's over 40 million people. And that number is climbing steadily. In rural areas and in regions like the Somali, Afar, and Oromia zones, Islam is deeply rooted and growing through both high birth rates and community influence. Ethiopia's population as a whole is booming. It's already one of the most populated countries in Africa, and the Muslim portion of that population is growing at a notably fast pace. Researchers expect the Muslim share of Ethiopia's population to increase significantly in the coming decades. Country number 6. Nigeria. Now let's talk about Nigeria, the most populated country in Africa and one of the most religiously diverse nations in the world. Nigeria is almost evenly split between Christians and Muslims, but the Muslim population, concentrated mostly in the north, is growing rapidly. Currently, Nigeria has around 100 million Muslims, making it one of the largest Muslim populations in the entire world. What's driving this growth? It comes down to a few things: high birth rates, strong religious education, and the deep cultural identity that Islam provides in northern communities. Some projections suggest that by 2050, Nigeria could have more Muslims than any Arab country in the Middle East. Think about that for a second. A country in West Africa, potentially home to more Muslims than Egypt or Saudi Arabia. That is how significant this growth is. Country number 5. Indonesia. Moving across the globe to Southeast Asia, Indonesia is already the world's largest Muslim-majority country, with over 230 million Muslims. But it's not just about the current numbers, it's about what's coming next. Indonesia's Muslim population is young, growing, and deeply engaged with their faith. The country is seeing a revival in Islamic identity. More young people are attending religious schools, women are choosing to wear the hijab, and Islamic banking and finance are booming. Indonesia's overall population is expected to keep growing, and the Muslim share is expected to remain dominant and expand in real numbers. This country alone represents nearly 13% of all Muslims on Earth. And as it continues to develop economically and culturally, its influence on the global Muslim world is only going to grow stronger. Country number 4. France. Here's one that might surprise you: France. Yes, a Western European country. One of the most secular nations in the world. And yet, France is home to the largest Muslim population in Western Europe, estimated at around 5 to 6 million people, though some unofficial estimates put it even higher. How did this happen? The story goes back decades, to immigration waves from former French colonies in North Africa, countries like Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. Those communities settled, built families, and Islam became a permanent part of French society. Today, Islam is the second largest religion in France, after Catholicism. And with younger generations of French Muslims being born and raised in the country, many of them deeply connected to their faith, the Muslim population continues to grow. This has sparked enormous cultural and political conversations in France, but the numbers speak for themselves. Country number 3. The United States. You might be surprised to find the United States on this list, but the data is clear. Islam is one of the fastest-growing religions in America. Currently, there are an estimated 3.5 million Muslims in the U.S., but that number is expected to double by 2050, according to the Pew Research Center. If that happens, Muslims would outnumber Jewish Americans, making Islam the second-largest religion in the United States. So what's behind this growth? Two main things: immigration and conversion. The U.S. continues to welcome immigrants from Muslim-majority countries around the world. But just as significant, and often overlooked, is the growing number of American-born converts to Islam. Studies show that roughly 20,000 Americans convert to Islam every year, many of them African Americans, but also people from all backgrounds. Islam is quietly and steadily becoming a major part of the American religious landscape. Country number 2. The Democratic Republic of Congo. This one is rarely talked about, but it's one of the most dramatic stories of Islamic growth anywhere in the world. The Democratic Republic of Congo, or the DRC, is a massive country in Central Africa with a population of over 100 million people. Historically, Christianity, particularly Catholicism, has dominated this nation. But in recent decades, Islam has been spreading at a remarkable rate, especially in eastern and northern regions of the country. Traders, teachers, and community leaders have helped build mosques, schools, and networks that are drawing people to the faith. The DRC's Muslim population was once estimated at just 1 to 5%. But more recent data and on-the-ground reports suggest the real number could be significantly higher, and growing fast. With one of the highest birth rates in the world and a young population hungry for meaning and community, the DRC could become one of Africa's most significant Muslim nations within a generation. And here we are, number 1. And it's India. Now, India is not a Muslim-majority country. It is officially a secular, Hindu-majority nation. But here's the staggering reality. India is home to the second or third largest Muslim population on Earth, roughly 200 million Muslims, depending on the source. And that population is growing fast. The Muslim population in India has a higher birth rate than the national average, meaning it is growing as a share of the total population. Some projections suggest that by 2050, India could have more Muslims than any other country in the world, including Indonesia and Pakistan. Think about what that means. The country most people associate with Hinduism and Buddhism could, within just a few decades, become home to the world's largest Muslim population. This is not a prediction from a fringe source. This comes directly from Pew Research Center's major global religion study. India's story is one of the most fascinating and complex in the entire world. 1 billion-plus people of different faiths, cultures, and languages, living together and changing together. And Islam's role in that story is only becoming bigger. So there you have it, 7 countries where Islam is growing rapidly, from the heart of Africa to Western Europe, from Southeast Asia to the United States of America. What this data tells us is simple but profound. The world is changing. Religion is not disappearing. In many places, it is becoming more important, more central to people's lives and identities. And Islam, with its emphasis on community, family, and faith, is resonating with hundreds of millions of people across every culture and continent. Whether you're Muslim or not, understanding these global trends makes you a more informed, more aware citizen of this world. And that's exactly what we aim to do on this channel. If you found this video interesting, drop a heart in the comments below. We'd love to know where you're watching from. And if this opened your eyes to something new, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video like this one. We cover the world's most fascinating religious, cultural, and global stories, and we do it in a way that's clear, respectful, and eye-opening. Share this video with someone who loves learning about the world. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.